The car no banner. The car no banner. The car no banner. Ready. The car no banner. The car no banner. The car no banner. Brand. The car no banner.
Bread, wajina kunyao. Inshiraka neat etiefonyina. Ozioma ADAKABRI or ribo baby.
The car no banner.
Yesi okwan tware suo. Ene suo tware okwan. Panyin ni hwan ya. Yebo okwan betu asuo. Ozioma ADAKABRI FRIMPONG MANSO. Wajina kunya babiewu.
Ya mama Trasio na ya mama ha. Ye free neat 100.9 FM so. Ene se ye ba manaso yi. Ene ye wuku ada. Ai opepo bosume na ye wumi. Ne de toso edu enkron. Afi empinu aduonu emienu. Na abodonko apa ho miti aduonu enan. Mi menti dwumadi ade bremo. Mi amidi ho chia me ye frɛ me ADAKABRI Mamudu Oshioma. Bisini akọ karata ewie watena se amansan chia me staff sergeant Tabna Mafo Democrata ahodoa egua no obehwem ade aman na nsem soso ahyehye ne bo no na watimi ayi ade agu ehodom na production so de as usual panyini kwadwo dame ado na production ni sini na so na Marjorie me ofa ase osai agiman na obo ne chidom na abnafrema abankro na technical production no esini na so nana ya asafo enso so no ebo ne chidom so mbehwe se various social media handles ye betimi akohonom na ye ho ahare ye ne na fe yemfa se damfama engineering group no achuagbo na eye worker kotiakwa na najare nana boaje adasa nkroma da nyina ye sane mrane se sempro afe ye dia se da so ama facilities group of way omo na ehwa tutu bibia studio has a tidy ye hia bia mo hwede mayen big solo ana dada ana yaw girlfriend so dudu no friend Ubrana afe mapuna ana DJ Bosco na nyina dia ko wie mails ni asane mrane se tai ensam na ye de ba no so betimi a WhatsApp yen I was 050 600 0909 050 600 0909 two interviews on different perspective ebeba na fe third interview and so edine die kra so ebeba na fourth interview no so abewram ni nyina ne say ye hwe wide ranging issues ewo ho bibi na upese woni yesusu ho a na wa WhatsApp yen 050 600 0909 aminti number no mubiem 050 600 0909 na yetimi agebre ne akenkan SMS so short messaging system ubetimi ede aba na eno so yebagebre same number 050 600 0909 afi on Facebook live anche na Master P of London na wababedru enti yam kika ejano emfa enwumwe amansan chemi
Ava
staff sergeant Kabna Mafo Sumwe
Ava na boko de
boni bia ni mo ye hoye
abrabomu
wobo ade adawroma ye tia so ama ahoden ewo ho ti yete ha ye kasai memu
Abe.
This one pack kakaduru bi mame.
Na wa ho no ware.
Wa ho na che.
Fa hwenten aka ho.
O sa.
Aza hwenten no. Ano so ya duro pa.
ADAKABRI so aka bi. Omu abonse na just wa anye tactical. O se na se dem frama bi akomu na obebo wo bi sa. GBK fue.
Wa fa ye ne.
GBK fue.
Ye. Me wo saba ko. Ekotro Ghana Black Stars ni coach ho asem to. Na Instagram page ho. Na ono ankasa wote ne volleyball.
Okaze nkrofo ne ye fine.
Wo muta na da pa ma ne hu say yes. Ne hu ahi.
Ohu ne hu ahi se wo.
Ne hu ahi pa.
Ne hu ahi se wo.
Black Stars me wafa sanim guase we me ba wiase me hu bi da. Some be tournament. Na mo de 1 point pe beba. Enti anope me ne ma Jerry. Ye ka ho asem wa.
Ono de na no atutum bi.
Oh yeah, enti
na no pass no abobo da.
So lucky. Ena watsena no MPP for be press conference. Ya aboabia Samoa na be kasa. Na document ya nsaka. Ye nya document ya wodo interception document ya wodo apa no wo document no waboa yen. Ye nya document bebrebe ya edi adanse ya niam ekomu. Man kuguo no ba ye nyina no ye nya eho adanse die. Anya aban no anya se. Mampani na adeda nkwa kufu ado anya hwe. Na bedi etire wanya hwe. Sports minister anya hwe. Na womu ya press conference ni wia. Ena obe sesa document ya womu nsa aka no. Efri former president John Dramani Mahama. Wono ma Black Stars nya 1 point. Ade baaye. Eja sisi a wono atiwe. Obi bawa wono obi yese ya wono enti Black Stars for 1 point na wo mkwaje baaye no watena MPP be ye press conference ya aboabia Samoa wade be se John Dramani Mahama na wuruma nam no so ena enkuguo baaye wo mkwaje 1 point ba ya tikromu ha ofa sadie bi kwachew na hu na woka ya se wotai wo bi ade bi kwachew ade nye hu na woka na woka na ya se opekasa dodo me sisi ma ya magene se si yenyina ye ekọ benkum a ne yekọ yenyina ye ekọ nimfa ne yekọ enya akwatigu a yenyina ne yatim because ukwaya ba akofo a uda duduo mu a obia se eye ukokasa nya pe utan no obia se ukokasa pe utan no die tamu kokra John Mahama we na ye se ya John Mahama ade we ya kaba John Mahama we na message John Mahama Black Stars nkuguo John Mahama 1 point yomu de baye John Mahama bibia mesida ko yate ha en wo mu akatre yese wono kura ne ku Yesu John Mahama ne ku Yesu enti enyi wo bia na aye ono a stada ono akuro ya ena wa sa akwaye enti otena ye tie wo mu press conference wo mu ye ni bi na yenyina ye de ni edi akire ono a ahu ofa GBK fuyi eno ho asem de bia yete ha na yeka yete ha na yeka yete ha na yeka se wuhu ade a enye na se wo ka pe wotan asumasi wotan obenten wotan wei na yede watu otankuru wom adenti na wonko ade ohu ade a enye sasa woka enipa bi nimpa se ade a wo ye no poti enye but yesi enka ade a wo ye no wonimpa se saade no enye but wose enka ade da ben na Black Stars akọ tournament wo makoje animguase ante se ade aba a free preparation asase ade kokosi tournament ni mu nyina bibia koso bia ya poor enso bonhu musuo koka se ade we na ankoye ye de ba beso a wo se wotan asomesi ana se wotan wo benten enti me efiri ndade ko aye ma gene se ye obi aba bia me support sa team we me yansesa yamfa squad no a ne ye de ko World Cup sa squad ya ene ye de ko World Cup dede obekobi Jordan obekobi ba kuna okoto twade ne bedu anum na ne band no efiri ho wono so obekobi ye gokipe wada court ono anso na ye de no beko enti ye di omu an kakra nkra saa ene ye besan di omu akọ World Cup ye coach yansesa no coach no Milovan ono a eye hard luck na baaye ye didisi ade no kọ World Cup no a obekọ akoya ade sika no nso a ye de kọ ye no esha enti yamfa kakra enka wo mu ho na wo mu mfa nkọ World Cup no na wo mu mfa nkọ je crew no emfa mra enti World Cup no nso we wo mu di $25 million na kọ ye nyina no pay at ye say sika no anso enti ye pese ye sign edi bika ho 25 ni ye ne be $75 million kurampa eye na wo mu de call World Cup no enti eye sika no nso nesha $25 million no nesha esenko wo mu di bi eka wo mu ho na nka wo mu de kwaje cup no eba enti offer better luck next time ya ba be call World Cup ya the players na beko yansesa obia
and a World Cup qualifiers mo beko
ya be bo playoff
mo beko
oh ya be win
sa
ya be win ya win cross cup no president
did you imagine say
wetumi akoje aba obetumi akoje aba saba ku say ya wo man fa mai obekọ akosia ye tune CAF president no na wo ma akoje de abanti enkachi wo de baba the same thing World Cup no so sa ya bebo playoff na playoff no ankasa ya nshada nim timu a ya ni wo mo bebo enti ye hu timu no a na ya ye preparation no na de akosia sa timu na ye timu ya ye de ko ye eno a sa timu we nsesa bi anim eno a pepepe na ye de ekura kwaje ekuruwa no aba na emamemfa ebokrata ni bi emra na etire wofa enso ebebem na ya na kama edi amamo ebokrata ya friend say daily dispatch etire hanum say what the Dr. Kofi Kunedu apreku kane pa na ne friend no akumara tomorrow saa time wa no ye soafo no edin pa ne ya tade friend no eno no edi a ne ya tade friend no pa no eno no ono ana okofa tomato no boss bon boss and one ye woman na ye di wo moko ye di wo moko we boss woman ye di wo moko World Cup no woman ye di wo moko players no there boss team no there I hard luck but
ensem hunu akwa mama your friends say just ohwe ball na say go mu bo owie ball na abranti giant brothers you know mo ba edibi no we omo boy ebi no mo boy
na boy o mo boy na be a motivation ni na nation $25 million
jawasem
offer sikani my Jerry Mark Brana coming
nam chese what chese
motivation in nation ya catch rom into World Cup no mom yempe millions of dollars no
everything
now we be niska na Nigeria rekura na one target kura one more atwam a zika de ebi o wo fa wa kwa na gaza ganis kan kran sanda ebi o na you motivate boys ni ye
motivate baby
na yema omo gongongo dira mai wo mo go dira mfa mai we enei ye de kwabna see aka tell say enekura unse peace news no so no bi send message o say wo mo ba wọ́n gongo ṣe ọmọ airport bi ani ese yakura no obian ka sebra obian pa o tell sebra yemi enu pe ye contractor yaje ye beka kwa kushi ọmọ ewo airport ka ma bo mo modern papa boys na ya de ye
beka kushi
o ma ya de bo enafom bo enafom na nka ye ko no cab no ye nyina na ye biso
da bi
in a country ba ko pe no
na me ka se ade no kura na nka chi ye kwaji aba
say president to kwan obetima fa ho Gabon so ne Cameroon dem say ben kakra etu obetimi afa ho na ono omo kra akwa say ade no red card ne kra ye kra na ye sheda ntiase so ye betimi ye ho bibi dia
ana Comoros ye timu anko betimi asay
one population less than 900,000 e just say Greater Accra o dey bi wo mundu 900,000 enye million po eti Greater Accra so se ne wo
wow we
eso sene hom
enu omo island ketua bi
so omo taba bi ketua bi so ho
na mo temo ya da mo ase
problem bi ni ho problem bi no agudi mfo de omo ambeka omo de so womo no omo hwe no with technical eye na ye no yemu bi de ne de ye de yemu se esanka ye pay $50 million de de ama omo so ho ama bibia e kama ojina park ne so otu say yes okoyie
na sikanisha
na sikanisha inti ya mwa ye hu yie na World Cup de ne de ya mesikanu mu yedu we simple
one will say motivational Guinea for president
sojeni no
so catch the players ne say sikana o de ma wo mu no sojeni sika ada so wo mu de cap no ba
ana so wo mu de sika ebre no
sika nyina ebre
ya aso de entisa
okansa atire wo mu say boys
Guinea for
odum say na keta no go bi a wo say excellent go oye ya no ko nanim ena wo kwaje wo mu ko anim akwaje cap ya ko Guinea because wo mu anwini asem abeto wo mu
anya asem keto
ba ye ne ye de no
ono ne de ndo de nhyehyɛ kakra egu
terms and conditions
applied
nhyehyɛ kakra de no terms and conditions bia
ni ho yes it is sanke ni pigem
de ma wo mu sɛ
monye nko
wo mu mfa nkɔ Africa
sikana kwa bra wo mu si anso sikana kra anso
na make
just boys ne kra na wo ye we wo ma kra gigi bi so that is nti sikana de mo forget about the money $25 million per and yes it can be $30 million $25 million per and on the coy we and ya de be kasa tenten
and GF president no so ya de
okreku
keto also scout two boys no
Uze Milo ikra no wakasa so no ne bota World Cup
enya
African Cup
Africa Cup they say ye bibreme
ya ono no World Cup World Cup
teams no kura no but World Cup na ye wiase nyina kuruwa no eye gold no eno na o se nim kwan enti contract ye de ma no a mo se ye mpam no enya Africa Cup contract asamwa eye World Cup no a ode ye kɔ no eno ho asam na one ye kan ye
eno ano no
Into World Cup no.
Yeah, ni bra biri kra.
Yeah, akwa ji kuruwa no.
Kuruwa na ye kosom.
Yang san kofa ayisem bia. Yeah, World Cup na ye ni da kwan.
That's all.
Into Africa Cup no aye free mu no. Asese players no. Oman no boka. Ni adu omu kwa camping wo baby.
Baby ni ye omu.
Omu kwa se wo kwa training ya kosi se World Cup no beso. Na omu akọ sa tournament no.
That's all.
Enti Mark omu ba. Ya be kwa akotwe omu.
Oh, ye kwa kushia omu fe. Ye kwa dedicate. Ye de kushia omu ankasa e wo airport ho.
Yeah.
Na ma bibia etimi akoso kama.
Ya ni omu. Cup na di omu de beba. Omu de beba. Omu de.
Kasa be na walking.
Ye kwa kushia omu. Omu ya. But for nasa bon enough omu. Ase kasa tintra ase de ye bu afu too much. Boy enough omu.
So are you suggesting say they couldn't have done better?
They could have done better. But the ometima ye no so no mo ye no. They could have done better. So be any abri.
Only 1 point at possible 9.
Na sika no nsusa.
So they could have done better.
The piano yesika or say ku film na yesika.
So I say no boys from no ma bio.
Bibia kwa begetu. Omu watch ya omu bokura.
Ene boys no mani abre. So na wo monum nso abie. Ento so say kofi num time. Don't say the city no.
Sa time na ni bie ni.
It's no many abre.
It is here no.
We should encourage them.
The drive will be so.
We should encourage them.
Who no outside the Jessica nyina wi Musa ba o man mu so agisi yesesa de aka nyina de mam. Obi actually there for 40 years. All retirement dey na de man no.
And
football ya na sika ben pa na kokofa de bre man no.
Da bia say ye boka into no
say
no dia nim.
Dia wo kan wo ye teacher. Teacher, a footballer.
Obi a medical doctor for 30 years.
Doctor.
And because na yeke no. Just sika ben no mo hwe.
Say and one say be motivate you ahead of the World Cup. Your motivate. And never motivate you.
And Abeka kaga no bi antimi sisu obi o. Free senior high school no. Akoda no wanya bibia mfiri Ghana hokra. Wanya eye free senior high school.
O man na hwe no.
A man na hwe no up to certain level. O man no ahwe no up to certain level. Na woti wana ye footballer. Na o man na hwe. Na waba bejeja se sikani swa.
Ya no mo papa ha sronko. Omo content omo na Omuna Tigana
international players.
Obi ye injured. As no more the naka a friend say team no home work and 29. Not ya kick $50 million. And I will
international players now come
national players. International players no wa assemble wa mu a ye fence possible 9 wa kopa 1 pedi aba no
omuna sell Ghana well
munya they say World Cup ye ka no mbufu a
nya ban kura na ye fence say say obetimi de na ye si form na ya ban blasters they say ye more for some years near ma a man more near ma satellites kitten more the main blasters na dey who are many metted international events playing skills and found Conquer Jessica Papa be international after Munya de Moye no Munya de Moye
o international sana o numa bi ejeba ne sana o sika kitu bi de ma wana akwa bibi o isi aye kan so World Cup nso na dai ne me ente say kasa bibiri no mbufu na wo mutim begina ma World Cup na bibia anko yiye kama aye fine and the aye kan e bi o be kasa de ye kan no emfa kwam so enye sa na tie asem no kra na na ye kan
coach ne de oye coach ne ye
so no say the target your World Cup so what okay
and now we shall the tactics no so our boy na wo unchange players bas coach ya what sa no aya players no pe wasempa player no to me ba mu hu se wa bre still no ginam na obo na Jordan no a mu Canada pa no
man e Canada pa
players ya ball one na 2 America wo ball no mu che Jordan
ne ball no eno ani America tu
Ofa said the heta scatter no. Player bay, who share on na Chris.
Where statement, Mustafa, you see if I meet or the Abba. Now, my men can kind, you see, I know the Abba too.
Okay.
Did you mean I can see us one you? Okay, whatever. Anna, yeah, getting a hundred and percent 10 on the side.
I used to cry Trebi.
A bit difficult.
Mensa
Why? Yeah, Mensa Thompson.
Asipa.
And then true football.
What Trebi?
Hey, Nadia Kureni. And Nadia, Asipa Mensa Thompson true football. Hey.
More describe performance, I must say abysmal. Abysmal, so almost said 2 goals. And now Comoros for Samiansa. Tournament mu ayen fans are goals were to say no, e bi pie. E bi ansa dem pie mu bebresa. Enti idea Blasters for akwaya ne de. Esese ye bo wo mabaso. Ye bo wo mabaso Blasters ya ade pa. Eni kwasi ye bu nkwala na bem. Ahu, ye ma ye mu wo mabem, ye nse wo mu nkuran.
Kwabra ma make a statement no. We a statement a free sports ministry of youth and sports or statement on the performance of the Black Stars in the AFCON 2021 okay say COVID-19 about 2022 also the entire country is extremely disappointed by the abysmal performance and early exit of the Black Stars from the ongoing 2021 African Cup of Nations in Cameroon. And the Ministry of Youth and Sports shares in the nation's sentiment, with the government providing the team all the needed logistical and financial support, including resources for preparation and participation in the qualifier stage to the tournament and eventually a pre-tournament campaign in Qatar. The ministry is particularly disappointed with the team's performance. The ministry has summoned the Ghana Football Association leadership to an emergency meeting scheduled for Friday, 21st January 2021. That's it. To urgently discuss and take decisions and Wasama and GFA in Penifo. Discuss and take decisions aimed at salvaging the performance of the Black Stars, especially in the next set of games. The Ministry of Youth and Sports is committed to taking urgent steps to ensure that the Black Stars is restored to its status as a symbol of national pride for all Ghanaians and powerhouse of African football. Powerhouse of the African football.
Egypt for just 5 times. And also 4 times. And it just says, pass glory and
one yet from
Mammy, Ayamini, Mohammed Amin Lamte, and John Comacaka. Is a Lamte happy New Year.
Lawyer, why you and Camedo call what you know, so now after me, them that show. Obi, I want the banner, I want the banner. I can imagine
irresponsibility on my part.
My chair, I think that.
Right. Dear I could see relating to AFCON, could we have any basis to say we miss Kwesi Nyantechi?
We may say actually that we miss Kwesi Nyantechi if indeed we understand the realities and the dynamism of what we are saying today. In the first place, ADAKABRI, my main show be out you. We there was only production team and my invited me. ADAKABRI is a very simple method. Psychologists will tell you that as someone could be a part of it. Because we all knew what he has done for Ghana football. He came to meet Ghana football and also we saw what he has done. Taking Ghana to the World Cup how many times? All of us know the records. We know how he brought back passion, he brought back enthusiasm and all that. So indeed, Kwesi Nyantechi's exit, we all predicted to cause Ghana football. And I think this is one of the problems are you, and there are a lot of them ahead. So yan intent them betray, be correct here. Then I think that we'll continue to suffer some of these problems. Why am I saying this? The Anasar Meow investigation or whatever way you know is from the FCC. Today, Ghana football has taken a nosedive. The credibility, the kind of marketability, the branding of Ghana football will echo. Because now every football administrator has been tagged as a criminal, as will be a risk. When you look at our politicians, what our politicians are doing, you can't even equate that to football. So as the powerhouse of African football, as whatever that represents our whatever in across the globe. I think that I was saying ADAKABRI, I just want to make a quick comment. Now, did our leadership sat down to look at the consequences after you've allowed Anas Armia or Anas to use what we call how do you even call it?
Yeah, a subterfuge.
Media, so no, they are prosecuting. Why must we allow this? Why must we even allow the premiere of that thing? We've seen a lot of people have done so many things that are even deadly. They've been left off the hook. Kosinyan Techi would have been the current CAF president. Kosinyan Techi has been a very influential figure at FIFA. He has been very influential at CAF. We all know this. So why can't we as a country and say that it's our man, let's preserve his image. We've allowed this thing to happen.
I mean, putting it in historical perspective, medially, you took Kwame Nkrumah in 1966. Na Ohinijan, just a no vice president, FIFA. The same thing. And ye Ohinijan free on the basis say or represent a Ghana seat. And the corporate teacher Mabel didn't call ya or transfer Mukoya, who drew a year Switzerland and a Pamonoa, or did the next available Switzerland bad the next day as about Ghana. And I share Ghana football by a dream. President Chachi. And so Ekoya could do vice in said ye no. I said okay, poised to go further than where he had gotten to. And then non so no in nipa machinations said ye year no a year or hinijano and the fire edeno above him. Would you say that one history and I repeat it no home and two your mentality and answer a concrete design?
No, ADAKABRI, I don't think that history has never repeated itself. No, share antecedent. I think that the scenarios are not the same. It may be an issue of maybe hatred, animosity, and the but because at the end of the day, what have we achieved out of this? It has rather destroyed our football. The credibility of our football is gone. Historically, yes, you may think that we should antecedent now. Because it has been there, so it has repeated itself. But you see, modernity ADAKABRI. Now we have social media. It is not like before when you don't even the traditional media or the mainstream media is not really vibrant. But today, social media has taken over. So why must we allow ourselves to be pushed around by an individual because of his interests?
You started off by asking, say, what have we achieved? Can you fathom what indeed we have achieved?
What have we achieved, ADAKABRI? It has taken us back to 30 years. How could Ghana stand against Gabon and suffer? How could Ghana stand against Comoros, unknown entity, suffer? How could Ghana stand against Morocco? Go and look at the records. Matches are Ghana and Morocco, boy. But you see, you look at the Ghana football, if you look at the Ghanaian players playing, sometimes you see the players as if they are orphans. I don't blame the players. Oshaya match now is a total technical and tactical bankruptcy, lack of tactical direction. Young players are more this we have quality on the pitch, But you see, ADAKABRI, there is something hidden
Could
we
it
don't know.
be other countries have improved?
No, yes, as for that one, every now and every tournament, you have countries improving. That is why Ghana could not continue winning the tournament. When Ghana was winning the tournament, a lot of countries were not serious with football. When the likes of Kwame Nkrumah, Achampons were pumping money into football, and when himself, football is the unifying tool I bet to unify Ghanaians. Today, politics has eaten into our football. ADAKABRI, could you believe it that Ghana is playing and we still have Ghanaians who are against the Black Stars because of their political experience? Because if today Black Stars wins the cup, a political party will claim victory and may use it as their political communication tool. Can you believe this kind of mindset? And that is what I'm saying.
I mean, Lamte, perhaps you may need to tell us more. Or say polarization based on politics. A football, a political party may use a defeat or a success of the Black Stars as a political tool.
Not that may use. May use no crap. No what it it's a reality. The GFA contest is haven't you heard that people were trying to use their political cards? Even Dhaka elections, people were using political cards. Everything about football is an MPP man, is an NDC man. So we get to the point that political parties think that as part of their political communication strategy, Ghana Black Stars was some more we have something to say. We have something to say that look, Ghana football is not progressing, but when we come, we'll make it good. People are forgetting that. You see, we are one country with common destiny.
How are we to make of the success of E.T. Mensah, be it or NDC? How are we to make the success of Nyahu Tamaklu on the local scene, be it or MPP? At that point, now a polarization, the
reason is simple. We know their political background. But when it comes to football, is the unifying platform. I don't think there's a problem for us to even think about political party. Where you have even the two political parties coming toward the program on one television, and then Tessa. And the reason is that ADAKABRI, one reason is that we have lazy communicators. People masquerading as political communicators who don't understand what is communication. They lack the know-how. They don't have the missiles to work out their strategy. So they want to use some of these cheap avenues to achieve political points.
Yeah, Kano. I mean, Lamte, you are a researcher on football issues. Can you tell us, a brain and a development, a chance here?
No, I can say that but you see, people were able to manage it because of their expertise. And then ADAKABRI, you usually host political communicators, the so-called political communicators, because some of them, when I listen to them, I don't see anything political in their communication. You can go back to your programs, replay them, and do your own analysis as a media person. Most of them are not communicating politically. All they do is that they pontificate, they pick on issues that I think that no research work, no analysis, no anything, no verification, nothing. They will just come and say it because of they want political cheap goals, so that they have done this, they have done that. Look at the way they are castigating, maliciously destroying what people have done over the years in the name of political communication. People come on programs, they have no idea about politics, they have no idea about communication. They come and sit on radio and TV. They are introduced as political communicators. Are we serious? So these are the people who have brought about this, because our football people knew their political party. They know. Dhaka chairman say Mr. Fiano. Everybody knew this man is an MPP person. There are people who belong to certain political parties. Nobody knew, and nobody knows their political party, but because of the way they go about things, it is about time that as a country we need to address this issue. Football is what we have. that can unify us. Football is what we must see. Nana Adodan Akufo-Addo and John Dramani Mahama and other guys who have once upon a time, okay, contested for the flag bearership or for the presidential slot for this country to sit at one place and what Ghana Black Stars playing and all of them are behind the team. That is what we want to see. But you don't go and watch football match involving the Black Stars and then when we say Ghana, it's a Ghana, yesterday when I watched the match at ADAKABRI, I nearly wept. People came out boldly attacking the Black Stars. Look at the way people were attacking the Ayub brothers. What have they done? What have they done?
I mean, say team no na ye polarization attitude more. Now you are looking to unite Ghana with footballer. Me share captaincy. Rift between Abedi Pele and Tony Yeboah. Okochi na washa. Whether a coastal Ghana and Nasan coastal Ghana.
There was no rift.
Perceived rift. I rather want to
exactly. I want it that way. There was no rift between them.
Exactly. And then the perceived rift between Dede Ayew and Asamoah Gyan.
There was no rift between Dede Ayew and Asamoah Gyan. It's all about leadership. If you have people who have no business, who have no work to do, who are bootlickers, who are praise singers, these are what they do to survive. They create unnecessary friction. They create unnecessary banter between individuals who are connected. So me catch the relation between Tony Yeboah Niyiri ni Abedi Pele Yiri from the one, because I'm close to the Ayew family. You won't believe it. They did a lot of things in common. ADAKABRI, you are playing in one team. You represent one country. You represent one national anthem. All of you are key factors in the team. You complement each other. Why must you have a problem? What is captainship? The day Ayew never went for the captain band for himself. He was given to him. He was proposed and they given to him. When Asamoah Gyan became the captain of the Black Stars, there are people who were there before him who were invited to the Black Stars before Asamoah Gyan. But a particular manager decided that I want him to be my captain, and he became the captain. Those who were supposed to be captains, they followed him at the time. So why must it that now that the thing has moved to another person, Asamoah Gyan will feel bad about it, and people are saying there is friction. There is no friction between them. Because and I'm saying that
anybody soccer pundits would refer to the match between Ghana and La Cote d'Ivoire, of which are a year regulation time, no. Na and should be announced penalties, and just about 2 minutes to the end of the match. Na Asamoah Gyan watna sia ebaye no obeje captain's band every day ho na afeba sia o say penalties na Asamoah Gyan ebe select players ebe penalties na fe penalty shootout no ba ya La Cote d'Ivoire botugu na Ghana botugu La Cote d'Ivoire botugu na Ghana so botugu ostensibly on the basis say Dede select players na komutimi boje ya ebia what they bring particular president be. It is as a more than some particular president na some dia yemontungu ni emfa hwe ma. Can you imagine such a scenario?
ADAKABRI, this is erroneous. This is someone's script which is very erroneous. This does not go with football. Asamoah Gyan is the captain of the team. If the day is the assistant and there's a need for Asamoah to come on, Asamoah will come on and he will take up his band. He's the captain. Asamoah may have the option to pick up the band, or he would say, you don't worry, once we have some few minutes to go, keep the band. If he is the captain and he's into the game, he has the right to select. He will communicate with his deputy. That's what they do. He communicates with his deputy and say, well, you know what, A, B, C, D. You see, ADAKABRI, some of this thing is created by our own media colleagues. Would you believe it? I have read from the social media a lot of so-called sports journalists putting up issues about Asamoah Gyan, when we are in a very, very tight corner to qualify, saying that we've missed Asamoah, we've done this, we've done that. Now, for your information, the day Ayew has scored 10 goals. Asamoah has scored 7 goals so far. The day is the leading goal scorer as far as AFCON is concerned for Ghana. So what about that? You see, so our own journalists who always want to create storm in the teacup, they create certain topics without verification. They will not do research on the issues. Some of them don't have any idea about sociology, about professional responsibility, about legal responsibility, about social responsibility. Your cautionary unity is not a kind of forgetting that
I sports journalists for who I'm working.
They are part of the problem. I'm also part of it. I'm a sports journalist. I am part of it. Most of the NMA care about the political communicators, some of them are untrained. Yes, you may decide not to be trained as a political university education. You did geography, you went and did archaeology. You come out because you can talk. You come and call yourself a political communicator. Fair deal, but do the right thing. So, see, ADAKABRI, now today in Ghana today, if you want to do a serious research on sports journalists who have the job theoretically and practically and have arrived at a level where they arrive to come out and communicate with the public, I'm telling you, out of 100, you will get less than 20%. I'm telling you, and you know it. ADAKABRI, you know what I'm talking about. It is not. Now look at the political parties. Look at their chief communicators. How many of them have gone to study communication from the diploma level to the degree level, to the master's level, to the MPhil level, and to the PhD level? This is communication. But you see, some of them are lawyers. Some of them went to study different things at the university, but they are communicators. Why do you think so? Because they can express themselves, they can talk, they can do. But see, when it comes to typical communication, as I speak to you now, as a lecturer of communication at the university, ADAKABRI, what goes into communication, you have no idea. How many of them can tell you much about body language in communication? How many of them can tell you the number of criticism we have under communication? How many of them can tell you when it comes to marketability of a political party, this is the kind of technique you have to apply? How many of them know when it comes to propaganda in communication, the techniques that you need to apply? Then you watch them on TV, you wonder.
I mean, let me
so you can't blame anybody. It is the system.
Yes. Until the onset of private radio broadcasting, somewhere in May 1995, a year Joy FM na as a state broadcaster na pe na yetenenka. Since 1995, preparation by in terms of content, in terms of production, who are the force behind radio, sports, especially football content here in Ghana? And what's their caliber?
You say, ADAKABRI, when it comes to content production, it is better we forget about it because most of them have no idea about the concept of their program. Many thought that it's all about going to sit on radio and television and talk. You rattle, you attack people, you vilify people, you castigate and all that. They think that is journalism. Yes, you have the right to criticize, but you see, under criticism in communication, you have intellectual criticism. You have how do you call it? You have logical criticism. There are many. There are almost about 20. But you see, when we criticize, we don't even know what we are criticizing, and we don't know the type of criticism that we display. I believe, say, even the content. ADAKABRI, sometimes you listen to radio programs and you wonder what kind of content are they putting in place. When you look at the delivery, sometimes the content will be good, production will be good, but the delivery will be problematic. Sometimes the content will not be good, production will not be good, but the delivery will not be good. And there are so many things that we need to understand until the owners of these media outlets realize this. Make sure that there is orientation for presenters, for production team and all that, ADAKABRI will continue where we are. Now, let me say this. With regards to Kwesi Nyantakyi issue, now Ghana football is being put in a place where even our own local team, when they qualify to participate in any continental tournament, look at the crowds, look at what happened to them. Forget about the goals that they were, but look at officiating. Even in their own backyard, look at officiating. Into Ghana football, no, they would deal with that through officiating and all that because of the Anas investigation. No. Into ADAKABRI, I don't know a sombo until we sit down, be able to get the right people, consult the right people, let them provide their inputs, let us be fair to ourselves and understand the realities on the ground that look, we've done something wrong, let us correct our mistakes and move on. If we don't do that, the individualism, ADAKABRI, ever since Ketukrekubai, there is so much division because Nyantakyi team has already broken our front. Atiemu no, Ebayeno, Ketukrekubai came and won the elections. But I can tell you the division in Ghana football is worse than any time. Because look at, we're going to AFCON, but you have some stakeholders going to Congress of the Ghana Football Association. You understand what I'm saying? From the word go, no, young preparation for the AFCON, no, it was porous. Look at the time we brought. Look at the time we brought a coach to come and handle the Black Stars. when Sika Kono was in charge, you may have problem with Sika Kono, but look at the time we brought a new coach, and this new coach never realized that time on J Black Stars are born the home model. The caliber of players that time, he had time to plan and know the players and have his type of style of play and all that. And this time around, he never knew that the AFCON was just around the corner. It is now that you begin to see all this and say that you would have wished to have this, you would to have that. How could you go to start a tournament? You have injured players where you have alternative that you can include in the team. You took them to Cameroon. Now they are not playing. We are now hearing that most of them are injured. ADAKABRI, this is where we have reached with Ghana football. Until we understand.
Yane Mohammed Amin Lamte, or lecturer in communications and a sports enthusiast. And on also Yane AD and Komo Ekakra. And would you agree, Mohammed, say the whole country is furious for the abysmal performance of the Blasters?
Not the whole country. Some are furious. Some are excited.
Excitement.
Those who are, and let me catch on ADAKABRI. It's a reality. You can talk to your sports guys and who have also witnessed this. Some are excited.
Those who have source of motivation for those excited.
Those who have bone to pick with the FA. Those who think that they were given a raw deal. Those who think that it was about time for us to sit down, reconcile, and be able to identify our flaws and try to close our ranks. Those who believe that they were left behind. Those who believe that they were with the FA when Kwesi was there. When the new administration came, they were kicked out unceremoniously. Those who think that they are with the FA because they were tagged as Kwesi Nyantakyi's guys. When they were going to the AFCON, they were not included. Those who think that they've lost elections against Ketukrekubai, instead of us coming back to do some kind of, try to mend some of the problems we have, we decided that, it is normal, let's move on. They are very excited. But Ghanaians who think that football can unify us, those who think that even your enemy can what the television would do, all of you will be excited. Later on, you can go back and deal with your differences, are excited. Those who have certain kind of political expediency that they want to achieve something out of this are so much excited. They wouldn't want this thing to happen for Ghana to win this cup, so that when we come back, somebody may use it as a tool to win an election. So these are the people who are excited, and that is the reality. Until we understand ourselves and look at ourselves as Comoros, as a country, look at Cameroon, look at other countries, this tournament has unified them. But we have decided to keep ourselves away from what is happening. We want to vilify each other. We want to attack each other, destroy each other, and the end result will be a disaster, as we saw it in Garua yesterday.
In the course of rendition, what can be said? Ketukrekubai and so much division. Can you tell us more about that?
No, I think that ADAKABRI in leadership, there are so many things that you need to understand in leadership. When you take up a responsibility, know that you cannot have everybody excited about your victory. All you need to do is that you need to understand that we have different people, okay, within the industry. It's a big industry. We need to unify. Whether they like you or not, bring them together. The president of the FE went on radio to say that he's not going to work with his enemy. We don't have an enemy. We don't have an enemy in such industry. There are so many things that came out of the FE president. Their communication, their relationship with people presuppose that there is a problem. And that problem has not been resolved. So undoubtedly, it's going to have impact on what we see today. So for me, I think that we should have brought everybody on board. Let us smoke the peace pipe. Yes, you have a problem. That problem will be resolved. Don't worry. Let us patch the pieces together. We are one people with common destiny. Football is the passion of the nation. The whole president came out and then endorsed. He endorsed that we need money for the Black Stars. Why must you think that the president would do this? Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo knew very well that football is a unifying factor. It's the tool we have. When we talk about our politics and all that, Ghana is not moving people. It is only football that will make Ghanaians happy. That is why the president could have the courage, could have the heart, and give them such amount of money. ADAKABRI, look at yesterday. They promised the players how many? Look, go and check the money that was promised the players and the coach. The president and the minister did this because they know that with the kind of situation we find ourselves in this country, football can let people forget about certain situations. It is a normal. Understand what I'm saying? But you see, Keto Kreku has done a yeoman's job. Our league is back. Everything is moving. But the structure needs to be looked at again. Let's get the right people who are fuming, who think that they were given a raw deal. Let's bring everybody on board. Let us smoke the peace pipe. Let's jojo. Understand, if you have done something wrong, accept your mistake and let us correct it and we'll move on. Because ADAKABRI, apart from all these things that we are talking about, the technical aspect, the tactical aspect, ADAKABRI, you are mature more than I do. I'm a student of knowledge. Spiritually, the Ghana team is totally hypnotized. The team is spiritually hypnotized. We don't see any element of spirituality in the team. Other teams now, team but some lack be feel be no who so much. Yankola at the say obi a yedi abobo kese yedi atro so. Spiritually,
would you say
the team is not gelling spiritually. We all watch football. We see, look at the likes of Ronaldo and Messi and all that. Look at some of the goals they score. If you are spiritually intact, ADAKABRI, a lot of things will happen to you. Who dare Comoros to score first goal against Ghana? Why must we play such a crucial match and the day you will be shown the red cards? Because when you come back home, there are those who believe that, yes, they can sit behind their television and watch Ghana and pray that Ghana will not win. There are those that will go to church and pray that Ghana should not win. There are those that will go to their mosque and pray that Ghana will not win. There are those that will go deeper. They will go deeper and spend money and time and say that Ghana will never win and Ghana will never win. And that is where I'm coming from.
One of the
but
three goals,
a situation where you have everybody unifying. Remember in the past, when we went to Germany the first time, the country was united. The Malams and the pastors, everybody prayed for the team. What did we see? We couldn't win it, but what did we see? Look at what happened in Brazil. So ADAKABRI, you can clearly see that the team lacks that spiritual thing. That you will see the players and you can see them there. I mean, you can see that thing in them that these guys are godly. You can see that they are shining. Come on, these guys cannot even fly. Look at Partey. Look at our players. It is not their fault. I'm telling you, anybody who understands football, and this aspect of football will tell you that the team was totally hypnotized spiritually. By whom? I don't know.
In one of the goals, Comoros no share, you know, the commentator was asking, say, how come, say, two center backs, ejinaho, nanso so no na kwaninya space, it me a share. And I was like, Now the insist will be to go. I brought 2 center backs, Ejinaho Anna. Is it a game? Is it a case to say you have too much expectation, Anna?
It is not about too much expectation. It's a psychological problem. It's a mental problem. Young team no enim say any American from the onset say we have quality. ADAKABRI, all the players that we invited, all of them, they are great guys in their own rights. So nobody can tell me we don't have a team. Comparatively, if you want to compare them player to other clubs, they themselves, they know that Ghana is ahead of them. But what we lack is what I told you earlier. Send Americano. If you Ghana ball now, look at the way Ghana initiate their move, the build-up. The build-up is something you cannot even remember how Ghana started its build-up. When it got to the midfield, it gets truncated. There is no link between the midfielders and the attackers. So everybody will be attacking Jordan Ayew and all those guys because ADAKABRI, they have to fall deep in midfield and even sometimes get into the defensive setup to get the ball. Now, before they will run again and go and be waiting for, they are tired.
2 more questions and we are done. And the first of the 2. Say, Comoros Islands population just under 1 million persons and have been able to bring in a local coach who assemble a team and beat Ghana, 30 million population with a foreign coach with rich history behind us. What do you make of it?
No, ADAKABRI, it is a very simple thing. Somebody who is very enthusiastic, who is properly motivated, who has nothing to lose, will perform just like the Comoros. They know, many have described them as underdogs. The young guys want to make name for themselves. They are hungry for success. They know how big Ghana is. So their game against Ghana was going to serve as a billboard, as an advertising space to advertise themselves. So it is not a big deal, but it's the commitment, okay, and the tactical direction. It is, we lost it because we don't have any tactical direction. Now compare the kind of enthusiasm and the seriousness that we saw in the players, compare that to our previous 2 matches. Look at Partey. For the first time, Partey was so active, he was very robust. But look at the other 2 matches. Partey was an non-entity. So I tell you, you can't blame them because of what I told you earlier. The game that we lost against Comoros, whether their population is less or whatever, ADAKABRI, on the pitch is 11-11. It is not the population of 30 million of Ghana and then the 1 million of whatever that plays on the pitch.
Okay.
It's about the commitment and the resilience of the players that will justify their victory.
Finally, across the world, number 12 production is hailed a very telling episode that led to FIFA even banning Kwesi. But on the local scene, Abua Sports announced Abua filmmaking.
I don't know about sports. It has even affected investigative journalism. Yeah, it has even affected investigative journalism. It's my very, very good friend. Many Anas Krapo is beyond friend. It's my brother. If anybody cares to know, I'm telling you, Anas is my brother. Anas himself will regret for putting out this. He has done a lot of job. He has a huge credibility. He has a professional responsibility. But I believe that Anas was pushed to the wall to have committed himself for this particular project. A project that has really pushed Anas into hibernation. He knows. And anybody who does investigative journalism now will be sort of scared because you bring out your investigation, they will think that it was sponsored. Maybe you have certain tools to pick with the person and all that. You see, if you're going to get deeper into the Kusini entity, look, it was something that was manufactured. It was tailored by individuals who think that they have something to do with Kusini entity. You see, it's gone and look at where football is. We told you from day one, we told you that this thing will happen. And we are just seeing some bit of it, the macrocosm of what we are seeing today. The bigger ones are ahead of us until we realize and come back to the drawing board and be able to identify these flaws and bring ourselves together. Let's forget about the past and move on. ADAKABRI,
Right.
will continue to witness some of this thing because already our football has been damaged. Our boat has been rocked. Now officials across the globe, all of them wouldn't want to treat Ghana well. They
Right.
want to make sure that Ghana is punished for what we have done. Why must we do an investigation and go to affect a referee in Kenya, a referee who is well respected, a referee who has really spent so much time to earn a credibility? You want to use your what so-called investigative journalism to destroy that man. So they will not leave you. So his colleagues referees will make sure that look, Ghana. Unless God comes down to come and tell us to stop. So, ADAKABRI, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. God bless you.
God
and
bless
thanks
you
to your
too,
listeners.
Mohammed
What
Amin.
about that? I said something that is quite a bit unprintable. Forgive me. I'm a human. But again, ADAKABRI, I want to challenge you. Our politicians, they must try to make sure that they choose and select the right people for their communication. Communication is not about coming to rattle the Tree language or the English language. Communication is about technique. Communication is about knowing what to say at what time. Communication is about identifying the right person and giving the right chemistry to be able to push out your message or whatever that you want to do. And again, our sports journalists, let us try to understand that, look, we need to learn. Every single day you have to learn. Learn the art of journalism so that you do the right thing. Don't allow yourself to be pushed around. Don't allow yourself to become like a pushover, okay, like a praise singer, okay, like a tool for someone to survive. I thank you once again. God bless you.
God bless you too. Mohammed Amin Lamte. Ena oka ede achire yen no. Ose oman no efa buofu ena efa so eni agye. Ayuko.
Yeah.
Hey, where does it go? What's na wafu mu a edo okoku asenke?
When the nyina ka on the bobra no.
Enura anadwo na Ghana ne Comoros yi. Ana me call Starbite. Na me do Starbite na profo ye ni abre mo amometo Starbite fo aduane bi. Ana mabegina ho na mo hwe match na we nam so na sensen na kwa ba ko so na hwe board do so. Me hwe na chese Ghana eda fom. Ana msa na mo da ho hwe. Akugina ho ma na so papa waka asem pa o. Nemo ye ni hwe.
No na me ni obi di nkomo o se obi be hwe ball no woni fie ye ni Gabon no. O so kita ne phone na me boy me hwe ya no owie nani no. ADAKABRI dey tie ne say world over. Me nye sure say da nipa nyina adwen be kompen kromu no. Ndima wi ase ba na wie ye. Nti say ye benya divided me je sure say cap no ye de ye kora ngo benya ho asem aka. Me kai say ye kwaje cap Egypt, that's under 20. Let me cool your point because penny back no na mase anim na mse say dia ye de nkrofo mboni na yesi ye jai kan because o magic cap de o kan hwe kra obi antio enti woje cap no kra na e denya nipa benya bibiaka bade ama aye ya anase omanma ni su bebre ni se aye se ade ba ko ne ya se bia ya ye 1+1 se benya 3 ana so ya 3 ne ma eno na nipa ni bi wo ha o mo fo se ya nye ni yie nti eyo mo ya nipa ni bi so fo se ya nye ni yie e wo sa anoma ni bi na ye no nti eyo mo de se ya to eno ma jeje mu na ye nya resource a ye nya nti ADAKABRI se ye wo divided opinions de me anya mo hanwa ta na wi asete ai se constitution ne bible yo kan a obenya verse bi a ebe kan aso sa bible na kro kwa konya ba bi nso a ubi kura na mpese obekan because hono edit ya nti no me fa ne se kana yebenya no se bi bompa se yenwini se bi bompa se lusu utumi hye nipa ne ya no do ube hye nipa ne ya so no tan opum wiase wabra ba wiye ohu biribia na wani mahwe nti ano de oho
Dia na ama Ghana football do ba bi adui.
Ghana football edu ba bi adui sanse ufi omo ekita ye ball no mu ene omo a oman ne hye omo nsa na ade ba akona de biribia ye sanse ADAKABRI nei se etwa ye ni ye started tournament na me kan say asem say ye twa ni hwe wiase football a before bu ye ho abomfia ba ya na ye me ya say ayi yan nya ado na ye dua no na abrofo atete na omude aye aduane na aye de no mka kire say ye nkwasiafo sebe isan say wo hwe materials a ewa ma no na ye bobo a ne ye ma bobo eye da wi Messi o ya Argentina ni a ni nchiri mfi Africa Ronaldo ni chief Cape Verde yen hwe Pogba ofri Guinea yen count players a France de je World Cup ani wiase esi wiase enso omosoro esanse boys ye no mbo pa yen hwe players ombo sa abo no munchi omunyina ye bibifo nti se nyame de talent na che de a ada ne yen hwe so yie entoto ye nuoma yie ADAKABRI se me jemu na me de ba oman Ghana mu a se ebre no etwamu se bre yi mu yu ye golden age ya mfan se ye nyae asamoajan ne Michael Essien no time no ye hwe se no mo bobo wen eno mo rise be do sa we no omo sha so ye league ye mu ena mo de kobo under 20 ni under 23 ena ensoro ma shine ma omo no mo ko Europe kobo ball edu ba bi no na upeje wani hwe Ghana tima ubenya wiase oboku odu nan na ese from G14 no mbody mboso ani no clubs no ubenya Ghanaian players be 6 and 7 wom nneje se emode mbona peja amode mbona peja ye from so mo ye Ghanaians no ya ho mama no ne eno mbobo ho ne ye from se Ghana fo ntie ko fo maba ye die ya kakre ya enye ya emu no mu free eno mutum di graduate course ro but ye course ro no from 2006 na etumi akọ World Cup ni bia mampenile da kufo ni na bo safmafo ni o man ni nyina agi twi se ya gi African Cup mpre ya kọ Olympic Games akọje bronze medal but ya ka se be kọ World Cup njoma ni nyina si nkiti se we die ye nko obi dente o se ye kọ ampeni ampa etumi kọ ye eto aso
o kon safmafo ya menyi obi amo mfrim
ona bo obi amo no
so obi amo na handle sports test
fan say akendi for ntine ko ban san to de ona bo obi amo a me ka so man ni nyina agi twi nti o ka ho bi and
about nti a wo say ono so hia special mention say Osafmafo was the substantive minister,
yeah,
but the sports schedule na yo say bu nso amo a
me no ya adwen me ntu bi antwene on ena Mr. Kwesinya Ntachi ene o mo ka ho nyina etumi ekọ World Cup ADAKABRI ekọ World Cup ne baaye no so hwe ne ye a yesuban anase de ma ekodu World Cup no bebia nneoma materials esesade kodu World Cup no afedu bebi ne ye rafi emu ya adwen se ye ton player bia kwa amanone no kobobo ho a ene me ye national team na tumi agina na de ekoso amanone no so na se ye rafi ye hu ye ene yi wo be he o man bi se England waka asisi dua se ufri Papua New Guinea ko ni bobo na bebo ama England man na obejewo nti enura ye yi afri ma Yesu no na there was a match a Ghana ni ba position ye hia bia ni ye ni bi no Ghana ni ba giremu a oba ne modimbo eso ani enso suban ni treatment e de man nti oso onye ready so ba Ghana Tariq Lamptey tu na ni ni bia omode nam ye so 2 ho ne 3 ho na omo hye ye no na ebi bobo amanone a Ghana fo ma omkita Ghana fo di ADAKABRI me ka kwa kosi se ye league na ye tu na jeje mu se ye pese players no tu anamonko amanone a ye ma ensha se o baabi ye ma kom kai se baabi se no mu fi go ba Christian ni asamoaja nko ne ade na amanone bobo nguyo bo mu kai se aha no mu free o mu kai se o ma bo Ghana league bi do mu kai so mu from NBA friend Ghana ba ne o ma yakọ wo amanone ne ade o from a e be den se o friend na no wa jesu so be ba se na Balotelli mu nyina modem boso ani no mo ye Ghana fo ba ye from mama nti de America akosi ni se de ye hu nyina ye ni se de nyamere che ye ba bia ye tete atempon na ye fa so de ko ye nim no ya to agu en kosi mfio ha si ye hu se ye league no eno ne golden hen na ebe le golden egg ne dia ye di agro gise ye hu se ye no ye mistakes because coach ye kofa ani ye dan o ye coach okita the CV bo bia o man kodu be ro Kwesinya Ntachi se wako World Cup why ade ntino sign contract man enka o metra Ghana koronga so we dey mesremu me come anim odwane gyae a sovereign state na omampani akufo ado aba o se me local coach na ni minister setumi abu nanim ti akofa coach a wadwane agyae na nyankopon ese otesoro kwa enti na me sha se kan se
minister benede coach bae
na se why na tuya ketokreku na de bae by in implication why na ketokreku jiska on de tuya coach nika enti is the minister telling Ghanaians say
minister say fiada ketokreku ni pen formula
no na eno kra na empathy no so momra omontena so no mo yenhye sa ehuru abaju suba no munyai me no ameka already o say
take decisions
na ameka no say ehuru abaju system na o see ejai adakabre yetu akwaya amanyosem ne efefo ye bewie a bedu nanse bi asem bepepe ewu world cup qualified there ni wo hu de ye be
tena dem ha na menko eye agonanyi no ho na agonafo obende ya kwambia adun obenya bibi da afa ho na yasro kakra na o ma ni bu dagwa bu ya bu
cash for the boys
cash for the boys agonafo no se dagwa gu ya bu ani na donko we hia mo ba mi yasre kakra na o ma ni bu afu Bagudi na o kai korinsa ni bia or commenting on such a scenario.
Alagabela and then Nazana make a journey I guess is we busy with the very blaster match or the very pono. Pono the Obenya feeling.
I want to Obenya feelings kakra. I just said Nurankrofo ento aduane o Starbite eno makogina Starbite is legon no wo mo hwe match bi na aduane bofa wo mo so bofa wo mo so kofu ye etese wo mo kasa I was wondering the dear pa no munya firi ade ye wo mo gina ho ni kasa tentri
ana ai last time match we dey say na Robert 2 year for no hwa no we di preko nyesa we do dok no kwa
kwaku omo kono na yenim se na say na ye expect say be wie
Agro ADAKABRI ni bibi munim say nyankopon adom me na me head of sports despite media enti ye be ko Cameroon no me na nka ese me ko in fact me ni mudi nkomo se me ko ba me san bi ne ho say team we nye team a be ko nanim
and then just when you patriotic
Ose
unye patriotic ana
Devi na say nyankopon nyanse mo o manipa instinct tade bi ko na nko ya hunu nti na me mpese me ko na me kwa gye ne ngwase na mse ne mabongo nko ampampa ene yete hu
ene chese wo no as leader no wo instinct catch you say enimgwase dia sabot bet ne kwaje.
Say my hair Black Stars in recent times. Timi hu say ahoden ye kura ye no. Enya ahoden ye betumri akoye ni. Ne kura pa na me ka wona manko Cameroon.
Oh, so I can't simple because there was this young man. Some friends to four. And no compare no asem ne George Ado junior and na George Ado can't na to akwado they was support Ghana. That was a Friday night no match a boy no. Na me kana na dwodo na fede de omuka tun hu no ne madru adwo ne madru am say konongo it akware se kwambia so ye be hye Georgia do wa firu no otu asoka
ADAKABRI say ope oyere wie ya hwe wase hwe matches are your boy in recent times ahead of the AFCON Algeria grow mu ko tournament ko to papa so mu hye say 3 na we say more indication say anomo nko ye dwani bu nsan kwanchan
kwaku ufri say dia na ama ye duru ba bia ye duru
ADAKABRI there've been a lot of calls yampam milo caller me support but enya milo pamono na the cause of our problem over the years our politicians have failed to realize say untumi ndue buru na untwa bode ye buye ni egu football development so ena football dina yesi no yeja foundation no ni akoto nchensi dani ndua ni edigu dana pampum na dine sinke yet we don't care because NDC fees or power no and for blasters on co kappa MPP the bear campaign. MPP fees or power no and for blaster and co kappa NDC the bear campaign. Into whether we have the structures, whether we have the quality, they don't care. Young first come with them. Near say, yeah. I don't know you do some pempens while you're doing.
Now, do we see the Senkiana?
Hey, you do it as you say, we in the friend now who's a team nation. Hey, be a Ghana football, make a black star, Ghana football in totality. Say, House of Folk to make about Africa, about by 3 matches, I consider over 10 goals. Kotoko Africa, Okosia, Liberia, what on Liberia team be no in a free. In 2004, time of President Yantechi succeeding Yahutama Clone that very year. Now got the one house in Edu Africa Confederations Cup finals. Our players on which me conquer Africa 2 teams in Edu finals. Nene, we see no akwaje 6, we see no akwaje 4. It tells you the level of our football. It's not only about Black Star. Your football, we have poorly managed our football. And Libya, your results where we have not shown. It's a holistic approach. Now, Anapina make say, your normalization team Nangasano, Dr. Kofiamu Adi and Yamwa. Because structures need you one
can we interview in community baby for Kofia.
I was part of it, but unfortunately, Dr. Kofiamu throughout in life, I manage you on one businesses and doing a committee on Oka A Namanji A Nantuma meeting no SMO. And the normalization to me and yes,
Diana this year I can no.
Because me feel say in Kayutumi and she say yeah in Kasa practice na will be a club owner or a FA president. You see to me free because will be a club owner no be a president. Me a man say me pushing me play and national team na me turn, which would continue to weaken the strength of our league. Inti sa structures nke di gu kwan mu normalization time can you see a league in gusu guno until see a league in be strong in the national team say na be you market anyway until say Ghana politicians ebejai investing in Black Star we invest in league in because your league is a mirror, is a reflection of your national team. Say ya na be kono dey affect time be and so
are we failing to also see say in the past Nurse not ye endowed in the natural skill into not it me boni na and ya yet me develop technical skills, as ye lacking in more or less acquiring the technical skills. Now other
Ubia Ketcho said Ghana is bereft of talent obwa. So Ubia said Ghana need talent obwa. But you need structures to polish the talent. Raw talent in one get of you. Ubia Kacho say Ghana, you need talent as in who. But the bottom line is say, Liga, player need GD this season now. Ghana supporters ebe penahena. Nka was structures as a kipuno or ko Europe no ko top team bi no akoye starter wo ho na nka nyanyan ho fa so Black Star no o shiny enne ade che ni aton no ko Kazakhstan. Nti unti nka bio na wa mature abebo Black Star.
Obenyam frofro wa kakra de abebo na busua konhoma
ana meka no nti se ye league ni ye na ye discussion league ni mu stabilize league no emo minimum wage e hye mra se umbo league ni mfie na ye mount to kwan. Of course there could be exceptions. ADAKABRI is an exceptional player. Juventus for pen or Juventus or a starter, there will be that exception. Because Oko team papa Black Stars benya home fast. But the sort of system I running is to say, yeah, Obeti we say play be new do be say, bo 1 week, the next week over team Kayas yet Nico Zimbabwe Cotton. So Sani a league in as politicians and who say league in a national team fapim. Now we just fapim no eto roofing sheet in Nuagua Dana Pempodia, your Black Star and ye da. Say yenam yet your fro be dark yes we gan in yanko so gan near dineki
Erikwaku ye kan ene kan ne chese Sakura Park ana na yebono in Dafa Park ne ade na yebom futuro mu gota ne ene AstroTurf ana aba na AstroTurf in the communities no politicians ya na agye agina mu a wo mo ye de ma ye fen say o constituency foi ebeboa in an even talent ana
ADAKABRI AstroTurf a wonderful idea, and it would interest you to notice until MPP administration AstroTurf Ghana then 5, but another buy politicians who say there is the need to help on air talent and then the AstroTurf buso. But the bottom line is why you AstroTurf who they on air talent. Not talent ni pie ya no infrastructure bi ngwa kwem ni aton nako Libya, aton nako Angola, aton nako Afghanistan. You still not benefit in the end of the chain. You know, AstroTurf need the but we still need structures to keep our players here, get them matured. And then you comparative
analysis said the President of the Republic because the raw materials every Ghana has say we don't add any value to it. Na they are caught abruchiri na they kono. You see as a raw talent no na ye maso de kwa ye added value bia na yetimi enya so mfa so de bi.
Exactly the case. Kwa ye fa so treat ye koko. Ye ton raw koko no edema abrofo. Yetimi ko fa China ni say asasi ye hwa box site ye nia no na tua ye ka. Na ya jikitu e no no to kono krom sa attitude na na dey run your football and yansesa your blaster no dey first time be nsuo nka say ya na beko
na you bet me asabe GBB.
Oh, why not? ADAKABRI me point ni say sa so man you to me tena say Black Stars hia sika be $25 million nti en raise ma wo mo a se me na me GFA president if MPP e wo power na china na nado kase matibon winning bonus so a NDC the bear campaign and vice versa. So NDC or power na banka so atibu winning bonus so a MPP the bear campaign. Until let the GFA take the lead. Say enough of the spending on the Black Stars. So $25 million na ye raise here the Black Stars. Ye winning bonus so mra be 2000. Unim say tournament na ye bon. Sierra Leone winning bonus ye $300. Basketball at Sierra Leone for all.
I just say 2000
exactly $300 basketball almost as compared to yedia almost $10,000 and to medium fees here is says can you Black Stars ya bonus over about 2000 and 1005 na yemfa says can emfanye consolidated fund na yen setting minimum wage for our Premier League players yen ka so ke obi agi $1,000 so wo ADAKABRI e wo team na office ADAKABRI deserves more than $1,000 all club owner me top it up. However says can young farmer club owners no or the better car or the worry or the basic dying. Into government through the consolidated fund, unfrontier players direct a minimum wage of $1,000 a month. The real is the government in collaboration with the FA should come up with an addendum, an added contract. Say who sign contract to be the added contract no will say until so a boy a league no and fear 9, you will not be allowed to travel. Into Obi shiny or your league anymore. You will bear the next 3 years to make him mature and son Obi to Kwanya with. Under that circumstance, no the team no ADAKABRI so coach here. Obetumi local players are campo 1 year. Omomunya teamwork, enya telepathy, enya understanding the abobola efe. On e basa na ebedu baby no league ni be the corporate world bebem aban be receipt kakaka. Na fund na nkasa arane ne ho. The exceptional players na rules no be my kwan me aton no. Na the percentage according to the same fund. With time your league ni year, ubon say e will mirror our Black Stars. And yes, na ye jai say, Nanke be ye abaini FA international say administrators no more running your football at the FA level, no your club owner, count yourself out. Uko Englander, omo more running English FA, no be your club owner. Because maybe your club owner, na me say your FA president, circumstance, they are very tempting. Or your club owner, or say a football managing agent or managing agency or managing players. Tiano say obi enim say who play above blaster and value cost ro. No so piano blaster no akoton. Enti on to see be yi sa bottle next year free one there. Ye blaster ne there. Ye payam ko bo besian World Bank mbehwem see etua bonus $20 million emfa because sikam bobo nka Sierra Leone for $300 emboss how much we na yen 5 to 10,000 bo match fun we.
Erika kumien show to see a Ministry of Sports at the statement about what must say GFA for penning for if you had that woman metnas and hard decisions will be taken. What do you expect to happen?
Mumbai is a very hard decision, Papa, because ADAKABRI, me feel said this GFA have been given too much room to operate. Yet it's Ghana, and Ghana buying Omampenia Kufu-Addo Aboka since 1965. African Games in host to be that. Akwaji be hosty. The under 23 a part of the event. I say under 20 Aji Africa trophy. So the best thing to do is to prepare that under 20 team for the upcoming African Games. Japan for invited Ghana under 23. GFA will cover over 8 players and a coach Japan. You about 3 matches they conceded over 15 goals. Now, I'm yes, sports minister. About we what do you mean? Because there are 2 circumstances under which you have friendly matches. Either you are preparing for an impending tournament, and mass agent to be organized, or more cash. Every 4 years, catch say, Skibianim, yes, young Fatim prepare and Kobabia. So, we minister now, Jamusomunya, only as a member. The meeting there, Omampenia Kufu-Addo, since independence, Ghana, the coaches are 2 hotels for years. No Omampenia, no, a needless spending. No way a dine or airport residential. I don't know where Yaman anymore. Every 4 years mobile, I know about converted an office. Let me just get to our in this one meeting there. We expect a good outcome because I think that they have been given too much room to maneuver.
Can you think of any of the hard decisions Ombetiki?
Oh, me minister Moko Abano. First of all, Crampon, okay, Google CC say Doha temperature is between 17 and 22 degrees Celsius. Cameroon 25 to 34 degrees Celsius. Why would the FA bring a proposal to the ministry to say the place to question a womb near Kobobo a realm? No one lost it. Obeying their sense of acclimatization when it comes to sports. In Timimodia, someone who share their minister first thing, a dynamo converting office, no converting back because FF1 is on Mitua Milo hotel bill. In any case, Samilo Koda hotel, not FF1 in international media, yes, story. No one can say GFA coach, or make us a Ghana coach in Twin hotel bill. And you didn't quasi your mind and your GFA. So the idea that, oh, young non office, no Milo Koda hotel. For me, it's neither here nor there. Into me, your minister, I'll direct them so that was an national back, mon converted in the back as a resident for the coach. 2, money FF1 international say now you want to invest in the league into blaster bonus no abayin kotiso a the bear policy mo amfa release in Bramontin say henceforth blaster bonus is 2000 baba o mako sakomoru team combine kotoko ne has o metima she komoru after you na you put in place structures a be my league na ye future blasters na ye fe anya za no mo kotrase na kokwasa ko now why would FA or no kofa coach Abama ministry tuaneka no Milo every Serbia bedu krom had 3 days ministry nim ho hwe na in the media. The Fred deputy sports minister say they've not brought Milo to their office. I say ya mom kwan mom ye de omope. Intimi mom de so mo ye meeting there there should be a proper outcome.
Na sports journalists so a Ghana ha mabua in the development of sports, especially football.
ADAKABRI sports journalists ebi aboa ebi nso muae because Ghana ha no obi asro no kreka. I have said it time and again. Say I have followed football for over 30 years. Me who be that? See a senior national team, 4th division goalkeeper, and no England. Amana better go. Ball league will chrome high. You cry 18 teams. Ubia or 3 goalkeepers. Multiply 18 by 3, 54 Premier League goalkeepers. No Ubia nye papa. I just a 4th division goalkeeper in Swindon Town, England, college team. In the blaster I fusa. Is that the standard we want to set for ourselves? Enti sata no bi anko me ko kan Ghana vote di matem fine and I go to them na iden enra there were 3 shots on target, all the 3 shots in Ashe.
Only 3 shots were on target and no ni nyina so we post no
na small post kwa yemfo bi anda po mu kura e ba ne sa 3 shots on target, all of them area Ghana net.
In effect nature say poor goalkeeping ana
team ni na nye your goalkeeping yet, defense in yet, midfielding yet, attacking yet.
Let's just add the end yet.
And then I boons in yet. And you said the hangy a Sigia Cono. giving the dog a bad name to hang it. He can use. Yes, you see a team poor quality. ADAKABRI, cast your mind back. A few years ago, you could count about 6 or 7 players as starters in the English Premier League. Ole Lekinson was a starter in the EPL. Asamoah was a starter, Sunderland. John Mensah was a starter, Sunderland. Montari, Portsmouth. Michael Essien, Chelsea. KP Boateng, Omui now were starters in the EPL. And then John Pencil. And then how many of our players know top flight football? Your captain cry agent, you'll be a copy. Arab. Pension pay.
Captain appear here. Captain will appear here.
So Arab is
an Arab. Arab for
Qatar.
Qatar. I said
himself footballer be move from Europe could do Qatar pension pay now.
Oh, so there's a Mojan called China no.
Hey sir, say Abedi Pele. Temo originally now some born in Europe from Marseille. Helping Olympic Marseille to win the only Champions League in the history of French football. I don't know if you about Torino, Italy, called German Bundesliga. Over return of Qatar, called Jenny Pension, and there are countless examples. If your top players start going into the Arab world, it tells you that the diminishing returns are setting into your national team.
Okay, me and fit team no so you present you know. Technically, by assessment na saying.
Now technical. Coach Akwakofano, a nobody. Our coach Vovodino, Serbia. And I wouldn't have a coach Blackstar and when you CV. Oh, yeah. Okobo walk up to Gidinia. Nagosian take him better than Ghana higher train and say they want to renew Milo's contract. I'm friend, I was say, Qatar for one better offer. No, Qatar. 6 months near Pamano. No, I call Algeria after 2 matches near Janokwai. No, I call Thailand. Na India for the Prague. I call Shano near Pamano. No, I got 5 years. Na Ghana for Akofan. Technical movie. More coach, more technical director. Man fananka a team na kosi achi ape coach. GFA club administrators omun coach ida. Ono kosi achi coach mai. Obi penyin bi ndumi angasa.
One such coach ni mai.
Randy Abi, any vice president, and one more person. If you know, executive committee members.
Me, I must Randy Abi a dear anymore.
Yeah. You are not FNO technical director. He's supposed to be the technical head for all the national teams. Ono te kroma ya fananka committee no.
Na the SCAC and Dr. Randy Abi wakasa.
No, the way that
na
okay can you say
so bekasa go beka den
maybe a Japan the woman beka den
a chop abadia ye besom
na so mo ye press conference no oti ketokreku statement also mo ko family about quality coach we onye matrama kwe and he said that 3 times on we onye matrama kwe
marketing na no you
and he also no he was implying that CK Akono no onye matrama kwe milodi onye matrama kwe
nti just one no GFA president no o twa Ghana ni coach ni mpoa ready tika Tika could so obo German league, yes sir.
Our captain in Wolfsburg, German Bundesliga. Yes, obo keke.
Can you imagine?
A captain blaster.
I said the Obakan say, "Who wa ukroma yemuana."
Oh, Ghana they say we are our own enemies. Up to now, you pam CK, Nisika Yenduaman, but you be the Mila Koto Hotel, Etuanaka.
It just will be na shada so Ntuanako.
As Omala.
Nti sesi ano sa team ya no mo ye adwuma se o ye se ufuntum a ka beja dodo se ne wo mu
ADAKABRI nyese omu ina anya de o but that patriotism, that commitment is gone. Nti bo no mo bo no bi enku no nti me wom de esi this band ni eti bonus mo so wa office o man hu don di na obo ne bra mbakọ
yo na Lumba eno se ankwano ma ndede de meya na matma yebi adaruma west no keka kire me
point no
dabi ankwano ma no Lumba nwum no ede
So Bibi ni abobonua nka beto kumama no. Is it Bibi ni Ghana for nka obeto hanki am ye de pepe ni ase.
Yentie kakra na mentie sɛ da sɛ bɛsi
That's all right. Go meet you bye bye.
Ghana ni football gusu tie nit 100.9 FM into football and politics and religion nti yem free football na yem ko politics and so ye kwadi na ye ne Dr. Kobe Mensa na ebetwenkoma or University of Ghana political marketing. Dr. Mwaha Edobani FM so. Hello, Doc.
Hello, yeah.
Good. Now what you saying?
What's that?
Ghana football. Now we a football enthusiast. Ghana call AFCON. Do you have any comment to stake? Yo, at the Yanko Baby, winning the political marketing na yempe analysis kakrebi imfru honum fa enrich yansusono your competencies. Right. First, selective intimidation and suspension within the new patriotic party, an even playing field. Dear Nabeka Fahon. Now, one would have thought, say, you per se a TRC DNT, a party would go that way. If said, dear, the sources of party, no, or can say narrative until air cosa angle, no.
Sesiano, the year who say, a bimu, I imagine so, maybe to say rules and regulations not to actually because or more power. No. Now, they will not be disciplined enough to follow rules. No, I think that is what is actually breeding this particular situations that you Sesiano.
Now, say political leadership, body corporate say MPP. How do they capture the mood of the party and act on same to the extent to say you kind at suspensions if the northern region yes suspend the electoral area coordinator, yes suspend the polling station, yes suspend the communications team member. Meanwhile, now on the other side, members of parliament, Tolong, Yendi, Karaga, Womunina, Ejina publicly, Tauto, one candidate. Now, you suspended this side. Now, on my press conference, Eddie, a free honum, party no, and responded. Then, now, ya press conference, Ewo Asante, press conference, Omoye wa Asante no. Even on the day of the press conference, now regional crime police, I invited one of the key propagandists for one of the aspirants. Now, police for yes, okay, Yabuti Pachosanko, with the here we no, one year friend no less than 10 hours earlier to bra and Wednesday. And then Wednesday, Okoko Drew, yes, so crime officer no friend, why busy in the court. Next brand next week Tuesday. Then he also says, oh, next week Tuesday, let me know at the brand next week Thursday. Two person say, what is it about it in Tia? Nipa Bako for no, and so nafe central region for so I press conference. Omunina cast a party no and create a level playing field. Now this time round, party ne beba. Then we have a press secretary to the general secretary coming out rather to say one of the aspirants on warning or non-supporters, even some of the media rather elevated say he says he should resign. And as general secretary, you also contesting. Would you leave your press secretary to put pen to paper? Within the party, so when say or press secretary no or support a particular hopeful be. What do you make of such machinations and chicanery within the party?
And then you kind say party structures and I say you can say party characteristics na be elitist and I say abe sectarian. Sectarian and elitist, it does not necessarily mean say be a tribal, and I say does not necessarily mean say be a bourgeoisie, but the act of despising others in favor of others, and then you can't start using that language, man. I said, Muyim, my mom said, Ubi was certain the DB, and I said, certain status be another and can accept. But ordinary people, they obey to me if you almost at any point in time, I will pay. And then they just say you are becoming elitist in your approach and in your character of dealing with people, because those people, you see them as grassroots and as you see them as ordinary Ghanaians. Over to me, and issue any instructions there against them. But there are some people who belong to a certain class, and I say, and then you cannot actually talk about them. That is what we mean by that. Now, party started then you are immediately creating divisions, cracks within the rank and file of the political system. As you see rules and regulations to bind everybody together, regardless of almost status and as almost creed and as almost DPO and Sanya man. Internet, what status away, yes, and then it means immediately, or crack a party into divisions. And I think that is what we always guard against. We always talk about it. Say, political parties that are developmental should make sure Sanya money existed. But unfortunately, in this particular regime, we see that is exactly what is happening in the MPP, which is very, very sad. Because for party, it's in the No, freedom in development. And I said development in freedom. I believe in due process. I believe in lay down procedures. I believe in conservatism. That money shouldn't be part of their character.
Dr. Kobe Mensah, before you go, a former member of parliament belonging to the MPP stock comes out to say, if the MPP wants a flag bearer, they should elect Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia, and if they want a president, they should elect Alan Shematin. How is that possible?
Okay. Well, I think that the understanding is straightforward. Because flag bearer is elected by the party, party executives, and as a party followers, flag bearer. We call US flag bearer, no, Democratic and Republican Party, or move for be universal service. So you throw it to everybody once you're a card holding member, but it depends on the state. Some states executive, some states OBA. Into the auto and now and no, yeah, party internal structures. Flag bearer. President is elected by the entire friend country. No, it doesn't matter whether we MPP or NDC. Once star flag bearer, various parties of modified flag bearer and that one. Now you are quite good. The Baba say via MPP flag bearer, NDC nephews, NDC for disappointment, or better MPP flag bearer. And as I say, MPP member, who say MPP for disappointment, or better NDC flag bearer. Into the president today is elected by the people of the country. Flag bearer is elected by the members of the political party. Into the Okayano, Ninche man say, the person who win the ultimate prize, which is the presidential election again. Any day for candidate A. And so person who win, who present who face into the election without necessarily thinking say who be winning there and for candidate B. Into Sana now Patrick.
So it may be lost on say delegates when erroneously they may elect somebody who is popular within the party but may not be popular amongst the general population.
I mean, even because a popularity grandpa, even mistake because sometimes not necessarily so popular because within the party to say the be kind the obimo using machinations be the flag bearer flag bearer no is not necessarily popular in the party. Remember, party structures and your members, and your executives, and I say your movie election because electoral college. Into the entire party members, any say who becomes flag bearer. Now the Omura Mu say the executives now to say the delegate to the Ekana, Omura Mu say you see a selected flag bearer now. Will be a popular across board, and I said the entirety of the party or a popular one. But because electoral college flag bearer and now in Sabi, no more unipano. It doesn't mean Sanipano is popular. It's just more access to select a flag bearer and more coaching in San Omoyi. Ebanesa, who elections now, who be lose because even within the party itself, and you'll be an pet members name pet, watching Jiminsa, what they command country. Start picking a woman and a kind of protest vote. Members now more almost support the party, but only say in the selection of the flag bearer. Ombakoye protest party, others say a protest vote, others say Obaka could vote against. And as on Kokra, and I vote now as I read, and they kind of say people have been apathetic to the political process. And so you see popularity crowd, we are using it wrongly. It's about
Dr. Kobe Mensah and Yanino Aiding Komwa somehow Yalusuno into every pemono. Dr. Kobe Mensah. Right, Ugusuti it 100.9 for technical glitches. And it's a Dr. Kobe Mensah interview, ended abruptly. At another time, you buy Regina, you need come extensively on same issues and then extend it to elsewhere. Kabri we see there, you didn't come kakra. If a blasters or performance, a Minister of Sports, I invited GFA leadership, a Fiada Womumra, and politics kakra so ever count. Until me phone line and I find out what your thoughts are. Na intimenu ninkomo obetimi afre wo 0302 243540 0302 243540 and as 0302 257902 na intie there ode baba. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Bacha Frosen.
Sama pia bro.
Anya probably be mintie we.
Apartment come on in the pa. And before we pa police station agents no. Or why be live delegates. Every 2 about 2012, 2016, 2020. This time I said on the car bearing members there. One tell news, ticket for no count no doors no. A basa, if we get the right person at Ramano. They call or assist out. Candidate back home, but talk. Free never be play Marco for Omutian or G and Andy. Can you pardon about 1,000? Who call conscience baby was at the moment Moody. Candidates near me, no. Back home on my delegate be 300. Back on Baro Poska, or Mobia 500. Corner, a better man, 500. But delegates in the door swan. What me Abraham 5,000 and 2,000. Yes, there on Canadian almost any. The candidates are president, you know. If he can probably home as a bonnet and fata, charge a Robijaya or Munyai, if you say, Obit say, events, but in the support bar. Chemate, the Nabusu and my Chemate, but I can't have a brain in my boy Jaco. One way the man, 1 year before. Dear Nina said, delegates, executive, Echo Booby, dear, no Bofuno, we're in the year. Now, MPB by party member, be a party member, mid access.
Yes, there was say 0302 257902. Good afternoon. Hello.
Ale?
Hello.
Oh.
0302 243540. Good afternoon.
Alhaji Mahmoud ADAKABRI from MANSO. Salam alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Unia Alhaji Kadi. Menya wa fide kati wa mamenkia trade and industry. Basi owo bia Yakubu seno bebi. Don so like that. Alhaji Mahmoud. Unia ba bi wo Yamani abati so. Your friend to find him ma. And I get that friend Kumasi market. Or Yamani abati so. Or French woman organized with Germany. The best Germany put you on PDA. Almost to abandon my by one. On the way. Yes, I like my sister, $25 million. I'm sure I'm for you. I say,
Yeah, Tissam.
Yo, I system the other na omu je ball nu je ese ba yan buki nu na yan sala te fu problem kim we na devia ye di be ko be dia no le semete ye ne to go for the ball kra ya dia ne to ma for be dia nti ye be tere ika te nu dia adu ba dia du e penyu po ye di ta football team ya jo tempo omu bia na omu ba yan buki nu na ya sala te fu problem ya prefer wanuma mbetima be bobo no acha ya no nyam mo je ye ta dia no insha Allah kana be ni midi ma tana ko yi no is actually na ga dan ko kwado ajima o ye no yan pampai bon eniki na ebe do tema ebe to aba na Ghana for say yes MPP aban any aban ya say on tina
na on small mine na dia obeba bia no na ya bia no na wa magana apa ni doma papa oni nya ya aduma
Yo 0302243540. Good afternoon.
afternoon
Patrick Frost saying.
Pasha frame Jafra because free dama wire refinery
Me and Tiwe.
where the mam born in papa mo di mo mai me say last time in some yes about can ye wie na ende me papa da kabre only me say old time now in the school for ye kwa akọbọ a mukuru mu assembly man da mo kwa akọbọ in the schools no ade cha no pa ka na be gina mo ba kwa akọbọ ma chi mo kwa assembly man fie na mo awaka chance aja ye de ukuru yi ye kwa akọbọ in the schools ye de tie mo fireball e bia ye kwa mo fireball so na bibia gymnastic ama do am ba ko na mo afa ba kura mo mbode mo tumi so ani last time pa tukwa yako baby akọbọ Africa Cup wo de enye kura kada kromo pedako na mo se players engu bas aja ye papa otumfo oti kokoso ebo di anamabo na mo akono openi ye ba ho ya meboa ye kọbọ African Cup aja de so no na nka wa de no wa catch o mutu fru ana ko ma ko dagba he no ntingan kwa de o mewie na o mewie no ana mo aboga manche amane emu bia ni ho a o motimi yesa ana me pa da kamre o mo ye na mo media fo mo na mo amfa amba e
Debbie. Pache that's pa. Was there now mo ye na yan farmer. Right, young concluded the interview with Dr. Kobe Mensah of the University of Ghana. Na o mai nchirimu kakra bi na ye nyina yetimi de enrich your knowledge na ehu de Dr. Kobe Mensah ye de wasese ye nsa aka technical glitches kakra na ma ye lusu ye de wase yetimi raise you back onto the line.
Let's go with that.
Right. In the doc now ugusu how is it possible say a party can be let into electing a flag bearer when indeed they want a president to prosecute or more programs?
Okay. So now me can say you can say who choose flag bearer. I mean, there are two ways that you to me in some jurisdictions, flag bearer is chosen by the entirety of the party, i.e., party executives plus party members, and I say card holding members, if you have to put it that way. One say what you would to now what card member what card in the obey to me as selected, and predominantly in the Sana US for omo selection of flag bearer. Some of the states, no, so long as we are a member of either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, you have a right to choose your flag bearers, so long as you are in good standing, which you would use work hard. Maybe in some states, only the your friends executives, it's a delegate, and choose flag bearer. In Ghana, no, Ghana, two parties in flag bearers are chosen by the delegate. In fact, NDC thought of changing some model along the line, or moving to the universal suffrage, where once a party member work hard, now we're in good standing, then you can actually vote for the flag bearer. Now, I'm changing back to electoral college, with the delegate system, because the system wasn't robust enough. Into these two parties, and I say even the rest of the political parties were Ghana. The flag bearers are chosen by the delegates, not necessarily the party followers. In America, say you may have a flag bearer who might not be necessarily popular, but because of certain machinations, Oba be a flag bearer. When it happens, we've seen a lot in the parliamentary candidates in the parliamentary races whereby the popular choice did not get the chance to represent the party because of machinations. Amount for Bayer, no more epia will be manaba. Ebanesa in Pempi no nipa no kwa olusi election. Because The popular within the party amongst the rank and file did not get opportunity. But because ebimutumi a manipulative system into no, ebia sika, ebia master executives no, now makoye Canada no mo evuti amanipa na wakoride. What is that candidate in the national? Already no well see me because the party members no mufu say when they deserve no. Omu nya kwan vote no. Omu ebu ofudada because the candidate is not the most popular amongst them. And nationally, so no, because the person is not within their own party, on your popular. Internationally, certainly on your popular. You know, well, you see two positions there. So right then, Obibeka said you have lost, you know, even way before you came into the contest because you have upset your base. You can say why you are pathetic to the process. That's some opposition, and that's some betnafi so that you don't get a vote. This is what happens when you push someone who is not wholly accepted by the entirety of the party into the front line.
Dr. Mensa, see, my young show, Arthur Kobina Kennedy, MD, and
voice no way, Kaka.
Dr. Mensa, Arthur Kobina Kennedy, MD, and Ochro Nibuki chasing the elephant into the bush. Now, in fact, the foreword was written by lawyer, journalist, Yabodu Ayabuafu. Now, in the foreword, no, Ochro, and an insight that is presented by Arthur Kennedy is the fact that Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2008 was denied the opportunity to obey a running mate or noa or pe. So in the event, he settled on somebody who was never in the equation and who appeared not to be prepared for the position. But now I was say Nana Akufo-Addo efano sa nipa no na we need any connection with the party. Now he appeared not prepared for the position. He was surprised and he was never in the equation of far no. From June 2008, ABC and 14 years to come, a dear na waya a propelling a serious contender for the flag bearership.
Okay, I mean I don't think that we the first timer so-called an outsider of a political party, I be a part of the leadership, and I say I be supporting the ticket, the head of the ticket to win election. So in the early days of fourth Republican, President Rawlings, guys, aka. Why? Because there was this alliance between the parties. Emma in case Akabedi, President Rawlings,
a progressive alliance.
Exactly, progressive alliance. And obviously, Aka wasn't in an NDC, but for political expediency's sake, for them to win the election, it's a progressive alliance. And the Baroness Aka deputizing Rawlings, Emma Mutumu winning this election. See, now in Nanado's case, they found it compelling. Say at that time, perhaps the economic debate, and I said the economic message was key to the success of any of the parties. And bringing someone to headline a perceived competent, your friends, the expert, to preside over that particular message was important. And so they brought him to now. And that's why the current vice president became part of the ticket. That in itself is not wrong, because for political expediency, for strategy, you can actually do that to gain you the seat. Now, say nipa neba na say or discharging the duties as expected. Now there is an overarching, and I said there is an overwhelming endorsement of absolute performance. That's a voters if we say we're discharging the duty in that order there, then one would say there is no qualms about why they've become an integral part of the party leadership going forward. But if that singular mandate, Yedema Sani Pano, don't forget, in Akane Rollins, Diana, in the Babiana Botany, essay, like Emuchicha, Yanim, those of us who lived through the 92 up until Nanane Yenefika, we know what happened. At some point, President Rollins was discharge Aka, but he couldn't remove him because Aka was integral part of the ticket. Voters actually vote for the president and the vice president, so you can't just whittle him away. Intino say a ban says arrangement is made. Now say ticket the most reason why you do buy it is discharged to the admiration of everybody there. And then the nobody say political expediency suggests to say you still keep that because you're looking at the end results, not necessarily whether say he was a party member or not. But if there is an overarching and there is an overwhelming, what do you call rejection, so to speak, and I said disappointment from the majority of the people, then of course, arrangement, and I don't think it's strategic enough for you to say you keep the arrangement, because remember, as you can, when it comes to presidency, it is not party members or party executives, it is the Ghanaian. But when it comes to the flag bearership, and it is within your party, over your calculation, no one here which one is better for you. No one can say what choose it. Now we move on.
Then in the body of the book, Arthur Kennedy then go forward and then draws a comparative analysis of George Bush Jr. having to go with Dick Cheney, and then analysis as to say somebody who could win you the elections as the running mate, or somebody who could be a governing asset when you have been elected onto power. So Dick Cheney, more or less, but then together with George Bush Jr., Ohodi fought, and he became an experienced person, an asset to the George Bush presidency. So in the case of number 2, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, would you say he was an electable person who brought in votes to shore up Nanado, or could it be described, say, he's just a governing vice president who could then become an asset whilst they are in government?
No, I mean, we'll share examples. I mean, Dick Cheney, for example, on Bush's ticket was, don't forget, Dick Cheney was one of the millionaires. I mean, he had serious corporate, Halliburton, etc. So on his ticket to be part of the Republican, were on so many ways. He's a business, guru. He's one of American corporatists, So they are looking at that part of the American public, how Dick Cheney can actually instill confidence in corporate America to say, yes, the Republican will be true to their character. Remember, Republicans are known for, corporatism. The ideas, American corporate America really always want to see that kind of character. So George Bush, being not conservative, but not, that hardliner, on the ticket with Dick Cheney, can actually push that assurances to corporate America. Now, similarly, we show Obama and a ticketer, pairing Obama with the current president, Joe Biden. It was to send a very strong signal of, diplomacy. I mean, America's, your friends say, geopolitical diplomacy, what I say. Because on foreign policy, Obama was criticized for not being strong with foreign policy. He's not had that international exposure. He's not had that international drive. And Biden was known as foreign policy geek. I mean, he's been in the Senate, and known for that particular aspect. And then again, had to lobby the Senate and the political class of America was also Obama's weakness. So Biden was to serve that because he's a true and true, Senate guy. He's worked on a lot of bills and he's cut across the divide. These were weaknesses that Biden was going to fill. Now, if you cut that, across our terrain, certainly there were economic questions that has to be solved. All right. And I think that Baumia answered that question. Why? Because the middle class Ghana had so much confidence in Baumia, especially when he started doing his series of, your friend said presentation. Remember, he was coming from the central bank, and everybody thought that once he was the deputy governor there, then he's on top of economic issues, of course. And through his SAS series, speeches, some of the analysis he gave sat well with the theories of economic theories and finance theories, and people believed in that narrative. So you wouldn't say it was for governance. It was also for electioneering, because he was striking the right chord for middle class Ghana. That 2016 election, it was a coalition of middle class Ghana, because people had so much, faith in the new ideas that he was pushing across. Of course, Nanado himself had projected massive confidence through his long time political activism into aligning with Anasa, putting on the card, with Baumia, who is very much a middle class conversation. It almost had a 360-degree effect on Ghana. So Sawoka said grassroots Ghanaians, perhaps Nanado would connect. Woka said middle class Ghanaians. Baumia was singing the right note. So it was a 360 electioneering, machine. Now, going into the governance with expectations, going into the governance, the most things that he has criticized of the Mahama administration, he was immediately going to run with it.
Especially in answering the 170 questions himself.
Exactly. So, of course, say now could be some middle class Ghana say, do they still hold breath for the vice president? The answer should really give you an answer for the tickets going 2024.
Ooh, that is pose the question again. What question should we put to middle class Ghanaians?
Could be some middle class Ghana. Say, do they still believe in the vice president? Answer now, should be your answer to who leads the party in 2024.
So if the party is desirous of winning the 2024 elections, then they should be posing this question to middle class Ghanaians, and the answer there, would point to who they should choose.
Absolutely.
As a political marketer, would you want to stick your neck out?
Well, I would actually desist from now, because in terms of analyzing elections, you want to have a lot more to look at. As time rolls on, we always.
But at least we should not forget this question.
Mm-hmm.
So at least we should not forget this question you posed.
Yeah. We shouldn't. We have to pose that question too.
Okay, restate it. Now,
me say you perceive who say who leads the 2024 NPP with the idea, with the knowledge, the current vice president was brought in for one particular reason, to answer the economic question of this country, which is very much the middle class, question. We should go back to the middle class of this country to ask them, do they still hold breath for the vice president? I.e., has he performed to their satisfaction? The answer that they give should be the answer for the MPP in their choice of the running mate for 2024.
Then finally, before you go, Dr. Kobe Mensah of the University of Ghana, scanning across the world with political dispensation, do you note any of the democracies which a minority, somebody from the minority grouping, then it becomes the president ruling over the majority? Are there systems of that sort?
Well, it depends on your categorization of the minority. If you look at it, somebody will tell you the recent Obama's ascension to America's presidency is an example. But again, that could be flawed because the workers, Obama, for example, how did he align? Someone would argue that Obama was a black candidate. Others would argue that he was a middle class candidate. Others would argue that he was a minority in terms of a representation of a minority voice. A minority voice could be on the basis of gender, on the basis of tribe, on the basis of economic, your friend is saying status, on the basis of ideological position. So it's tricky to actually say minority without having that qualification to it. Minority from which, side of the question. And for me,
okay, so minority either in ethnicity or minority in religion.
No, of course, you can have a minority candidate that actually represent the values of everybody else. I mean, I'll give you a typical example of the recently held Canadian elections. Now, one of the candidates who was coming from a minority party, not Trudeau's party or the other guy's party, he was a third in the line party. That party, I think the Green Party. That guy had a minority, in terms of, tribe. But he was cutting across the values. He was cherished and liked by so many people. So although he was ahead of Trudeau in the polls, in the elections, of course, he didn't feature. Trudeau won, So the point is that you could have a minority candidate whose values actually link up to the majority of the people. And Obama is an example. I mean, the white Americans did not even think that Obama was a minority. Why? Because his core values of decency, his core values of inclusiveness, his core values of, everybody involved or embraced the country America transcended his particular tribe. So that one is possible. But the key question is which one is electable? Because in terms of voting, one ADAKABRI, you are one a father, you are one a journalist, you are one from a particular place. So in terms of what we call persona, all right, you could have about 10 personas as ADAKABRI. So when you are voting, which one of these personas is predominant in your decision to vote? Is it ADAKABRI as a father that is predominant? Is it ADAKABRI as a journalist that's predominant? Is it ADAKABRI as someone from Accra? Is that one that's predominant? So you look at the predominance of your persona, that informs your vote. And if that predominance of your persona of many people link up to the values of the candidate, it doesn't matter whether the candidate is a minority or not, they can win the election.
Okay, Mama, assignment, I would arrange at a later time to have a fuller discussion with you about it. So, looking at women as majority here in Ghana, and then the youth having the numbers, and then Akans having the numbers, and Christians having the numbers. So, if we are to look at the 4 attributes, Christians having the numbers, Akans having the numbers, women having the numbers, and the youth having the numbers, if you are to assess the persona along these 4 lines, what will be your response? Until that one day, you note it and later we'll discuss it. But finally, the spectacle of 2 candidates from the 2 dominant parties, MPP and NDC, from the same region, northern region. How would it square up with Ghanaians?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, when it comes to Yenfa and vote, remember, internal party, one thing that is very dominant, candidate. Now, when it comes to national elections, it is no longer candidate, but 3 factors: the candidate, the party, and the policy. And the candidate, we are looking at the candidate's track record as one attribute, the candidate personality as one attribute. The candidate, your friend is saying, the expertise as one attribute. Now, candidates, personality, would involve the built. They said the President Kofane from the gentle giant. Among for Ebimushe and also devotee. The next part of the candidate personality, the religious background, the school core, those things all add up to the candidate attributes. Going into election, the demographics distribution of the voters is one thing that we look at in terms of strategy. But it's also about the values, that the people cherish. For example, President Clinton was known as the first black president of America. He wasn't black, he was white. But he was called the first black president of America because his core values resonated with the black America. What is it? When we're doing analysis, you ensure only the demographic numbers, say how many women, how many men, how many youth, how many Christians, how many Muslims. But we also look at other factors. And to me, the analysis, okay, so when you position yourself within this frame, I think you can actually connect to a lot more voters. So these are some of the considerations that you see. Of course, the demographics and the numbers are very important. But that's one part of the segment. In marketing, we call it what we call the VALs. The VALs, that is the values, attitude, and lifestyle of people as a segmentation basis. And it's a way of segmentation, that's a way of segmentation from demography or from geography or from psychographic perspective. You are limited. You have to include it as a broad approach, using what we call values, attitudes, lifestyle, in order that you can have a fuller perspective of how you think the vote will go.
Dear. And this you bet me a follow lines, we need to work on the voter psychology. What do Ghanaians look for when they want when they are voting? Another time near Kawasam. Dr. Kobi Mensah of the University of Ghana, a political marketer. There was a papa any right.
Thank you.
Kobi Mensah and Yanina Dinkomono. And then we will leave it here. Na Yamma Ulakoku Michael Abafia Kofi. If you know the or the econo or the aqua could draw jojo. Into easy I just work people at the atonum. Na a political science lectures. The university beer na what the aqua wajuma. From ADAKABRI Mahmoud Usiuma na mina jumadi di chiame. But then Penyuko Damiado Nedimisi Abontrain as producer of the show and I'm off as a major Rosajima body chidom. I brought Rima Bankron and I suffer. Almost social media handles in your share at the MI. Sabri we see there. Ulakoku Michael and the team and now one more day at the Echo if ye.